Good morning, students. Hi, welcome to this class. In today's class, we are going to discuss the multi-stage compression process. And what are the advantages of multi-stage when compared to the single-stage compression? In the last class, we derived the equations for single-stage, single-acting work equation and also volumetric efficiency. The equation for volumetric efficiency in terms of clearance ratio or clearance factor. We solved one problem on that volumetric efficiency for single stage, single acting compressor. Let us discuss in this class multi-stage compressor, that is two-stage compressor. Multi-stage compressor means the refrigerant is compressed in more than one cylinder. That is called the multi-stage compression. So number of cylinders is more than one in the compressor. That compressor cylinders are connected in series, and the compressed refrigerant in one cylinder is sent to the another cylinder. Then it is further compressed in the second cylinder. Like that, the cylinders are connected in series. That compressor is called the multi-stage compressor. In this class, we are going to derive the equation for multi-stage compressor with intercooler between them. So that intercooler is imperfect intercooling or perfect intercooling. What happened with imperfect intercooling and what happened by placing the perfect intercooling between the cylinders? Let us discuss that multi-stage or two-stage compressor. In this multi-stage compressor, we have taken, in this previous article, we have taken into consideration the compression of vapor refrigerant in single stage, that is single cylinder. In other words, the vapor refrigerant is compressed in single cylinder and then delivered at high pressure. But sometimes the vapor refrigerant is required to deliver at very high pressure, as in case of low temperature refrigerating system. In low temperature refrigerating system, to liquefy some gases, we should deliver the refrigerant at very high pressures. In that case, we should go for multi-stage compression process. In such cases, either we should compress the vapor refrigerant by employing a single-stage compressor with a very high pressure ratio, or compress it in two or more compressors placed in series. It has been experienced that if we employ a single-stage compressor for producing very high pressure refrigerant, it suffers the following drawbacks. If we compress the refrigerant to a very high pressure in single stage, that is in single compressor cylinder, these are the drawbacks. Drawbacks means disadvantages. The size of the cylinder will be too large. If we compress to a very high pressure ratio in single cylinder, the compressor cylinder should be used a very large size. And second drawback is due to compression, there is a rise in temperature of refrigerant. When we compress the refrigerant, the temperature of the refrigerant increases. It is difficult to reject the heat from the refrigerant in small time available for compression. If you compress in a single cylinder, there is a time available to reject the heat is very less. That's why it is very difficult to reject the heat. Sometimes the temperature of refrigerant at the end of compression is too high. If we compress the refrigerant in single cylinder to a very high pressure, the temperature is also very high. It may heat up the cylinder head and burn out the lubricating oil. So lubrication problem will be occurs. The lubricating will be burn out lubricating oil for the high temperature ranges. So lubrication problem will occur. And friction develop possibility ఉంటుంది సింగిల్ సిలిండర్లో కంప్రెస్ చేస్తే. The friction losses and running cost are high. Friction ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది, రన్నింగ్ కాస్ట్ is single cylinder లో running cost is more. అంటే power consumption by the compressor is very high when we compress the refrigerant in single cylinder in place of multi-cylinder. And the volumetric efficiency, the volume taken by the compressor is very less in single stage compression. These are the drawbacks when we use the single stage compression. Clear? So let us go for the advantages of multi-stage compressor. These are these will be advantages. The drawbacks in the single stage will be converted into the advantages in multi-stage compressor. In other words, in order to overcome the above mentioned difficulties, the vapor refrigerant is compressed in 2 or more cylinders. అవన్నీ మనం ఓవర్కమ్ చేయాలంటే డ్రాబ్యాక్స్ ని రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ ని మనం 2 or more cylinders లో కంప్రెస్ చేయాలి in series with intercooling arrangement between them. Intercooling ఆ 2 cylinders మధ్యలో intercooling place చేస్తూ every 2 cylinders మధ్యలో intercooling place చేస్తూ we have to compress that refrigerant in multi stages. Then only the drawbacks will be converted into the advantages. Such an arrangement is known as compound or multi-stage compression. అలా 2 or more cylinders లో మనం కంప్రెస్ చేసినప్పుడు దాన్ని multi-stage compression అంటారు. Okay. Advantages are the work done per kg of refrigerant is reduced in multi-stage compression. It improves the volumetric efficiency. More amount of volume will be taken by the compressor if the refrigerant is compressed in multi-stage compression, multi-stage compressor cylinders. The size of the 2 cylinders may be adjusted to suit the volume and pressure refrigerant. So high pressure and low pressure cylinders, that is 2 cylinders, sizes can be adjusted based on the volume and pressure of refrigerant. That means the size of the cylinder will be reduced when compared to the single stage, because to compress the refrigerant to very high pressures in single cylinder, the size of the cylinder must be very high to withstand that much of pressure. అంత ప్రెజర్ విత్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఎక్కువ కంప్రెసర్ సైజ్ ని యూజ్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది సింగిల్ స్టేజ్ లో అయితే. అదే మల్టీ స్టేజ్ కంప్రెసర్ లో అయితే ఇట్ విల్ బి కంప్రెస్డ్, that is stage by stage. It will be compressed stage by stage. The total pressure is not developed in the single cylinder, so the size of the compressor can be reduced when compared to the single stage, and it reduces the leakage loss considerably. High pressure ఉన్నప్పుడు ఎక్కువ లీకేజెస్ ఉంటాయి, అందువల్ల ఈ లో ప్రెషర్ ఒక్కొక్క సిలిండర్ లో లో ప్రెషరే డెవలప్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి స్టేజ్ వైజ్ గా డెవలప్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి లీకేజ్ లాసెస్ కూడా మనం రిడ్యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. It gives more uniform torque and hence the smaller size flywheel is required. Uniform torque గా ఉంటుంది సింగిల్ సిలిండర్ లో కంపేర్ చేస్తే, అందువల్ల smaller size flywheels can be adopted. It provides effective lubrication because low temperature ranges. In these low temperature ranges will be developed, that's why effective lubrication occur avutundi. It reduces the cost of the compressor. So work done is less kabatti cost of the compressor kuda tagutundi. These are the advantages of multi-stage compression when compared to the single stage compression. To compress to the same pressure ratio. Clear? ఒక సేమ్ ప్రెజర్ రేషియో కంప్రెస్ చేయాలి అంటే సింగిల్ స్టేజ్ బదులు మల్టీ స్టేజ్కి వెళ్తే ఇవి అడ్వాంటేజెస్. Let us look the schematic diagram of the two-stage reciprocating compressor with an intercooler. So first one is the refrigerant taken from the evaporator, P1, T1, at P1 and T1. That vapor refrigerant will be entered into the first stage compressor cylinder. This is the low pressure cylinder, LP compressor antaru. In LP compressor, the pressure and temperature increases somewhat intermediately, P2, T2. That low, medium pressure or intermediate pressure and temperature refrigerant will be sent to the intercooler because the temperature increases when compared to the evaporator pressure. To reduce that pressure at constant pressure, an intercooler will be provided. So pressure remains constant, P2 remains constant, but temperature reduces from T2 to T3 in the intercooler. In this intercooler, a cooling water or cooling medium is used to reduce the temperature of the refrigerant. A cooling water will be used in the intercooler. Or in a compressor, the intercooler is provided by a cooling fins. After reduction in temperature, T2 to T3 at constant pressure, that will be sent to the second stage compressor or HP compressor. In HP compressor, the further compression will be takes place from P2 to P3. Clear? Again, temperature is also increases from T3 to T4, T3 to T4. So finally, at P3 and P4, that refrigerant will be sent to the condenser. Like this, the evaporator refrigerant, the refrigerant coming from the evaporator is compressed in 2 stages. After compression in 2 stages, the refrigerant will be sent to the condenser. Clear? In between these 2 stages, a intercooler will be provided to reduce the temperature of refrigerant before entering into the second stage compressor, that is the HP compressor. Like this, we have to increase the pressure enormously, that is a high pressure. Whenever we require the high pressure ratios, this multi-stage compressor is very useful to develop the high pressures. Okay. In this diagram, first of all, the vapor refrigerant from the evaporator at pressure P1 and temperature T1 is sucked by the low LP compressor at point 1 during its suction stroke. The refrigerant after compression in LP's compressor, first stage compressor, is delivered at point 2 to the intercooler at pressure P2 and temperature T2. In the intercooler, the compressed refrigerant is cooled from the T2 to T3 at constant pressure P2. This cooled refrigerant is now sucked by the high pressure HP cylinder, HP compressor at point 3 during its suction stroke. Finally, the refrigerant after compression in the HP compressor, second stage compressor, is delivered at point 4 to a condenser at a pressure P3 and temperature T4. Clear? That intercooler work done to the 2-stage compressor with intercooler, imperfect intercooling. What is meant by incomplete or imperfect intercooling and complete intercooling? What is the difference between them? In this intercooler, the cooling process will be done, that is a T3 up to T3. This T3, if T3 is equal to initial temperature of the refrigerant, that intercooler is represent as perfect intercooler or complete intercooling. That is, after cooling process, after intercooling process, the temperature of the refrigerant is initial state temperature is equal to the temperature of initial stage refrigerant temperature. Then that intercooler is called the imperfect. Otherwise, it can be called as imperfect intercooling. Clear? Imperfect intercooling, work done required for the imperfect intercooling. This is the PV diagram. This is a P1 is the low pressure before entering into the LP cylinder. After a compression in the LP cylinder from 1 to 2, this is the polytropic compression in the LP cylinder. After compression in the LP cylinder, that will be cooled to the 2 to 3. 2 to 3 is that constant pressure P2, P2 equal to P3. Clear? After cooling, the temperature of the refrigerant is not equal to the initial stage. This is the isothermal line. These dotted lines are isothermal lines. Whenever the cooling process done up to dotted line, the temperature at this point is equal to temperature of initial refrigerant. If that is not equal to initial temperature of the refrigerant, that is imperfect intercooling. This is 3 point is on the right side of the dotted line. It is not cooled up to point dotted line. That's why this intercooling is called the imperfect. So after cooling from 2 to 3, the refrigerant will be entered into the HP compressor, HP cylinder at point 3. Clear? During this process, the pressure increases and temperature too, from 3 to 4. After compressing in the HP cylinder at point 4, it will be delivered to the condenser. This delivering process represented by this horizontal line at point 3. Okay, clear? So if we compress the refrigerant in single stage without any 2 compressors, the process is 1, 2, 5. If it is compressed in single stage, if it is compressed in a 2 stage with imperfect intercooling, the process represents 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore, this hatching portion, that is a hatching area, we will saving the work by using the 2-stage compressor when compared to the single stage. Because the area enclosed in PV diagram represents work. We are saving this much of work by placing the intercooler between the 2 stages. Clear? ఏంటంటే 1 to 5 అనేది ఏంటంటే సింగిల్ స్టేజ్, ఒక సింగిల్ సిలిండర్ లో కంప్రెస్ చేసినప్పుడు ప్రాసెస్ అంటే కంప్రెషన్ ప్రాసెస్ ఫాలో అయ్యే లైన్ 1 to 5. When we compress in single stage, this horizontal line 1,5 and this horizontal line, the enclosed area will be represents the work required to the compressor during this process, if it is in single stage. But what I'm doing here, what we are doing here, 1 to 2 is the LP compression process, 2 to 3 is the cooling process in the intercooler, 3 to 4 is the compression process in the HP cylinder. So here the area 2, 3, 4, 5 area is reducing by compressing in 2 stages. So we are reducing this area indirectly, we are reducing the work required to the compressor when the refrigerant is compressed in 2 stages in place of single stage. Clear? So single stage లో కంప్రెస్ చేసినట్టు 2 స్టేజ్ లో కంప్రెస్ చేసినప్పుడు ఈ ఏరియాని మనం సేవ్ చేస్తున్నట్టు. సో ఏరియా సేవ్ చేస్తున్నామంటే వర్క్ రిక్వైర్డ్ టు ద కంప్రెసర్ కూడా సేవ్ అవుతుంది. అంటే వర్క్ కన్సంప్షన్ బై ద కంప్రెసర్ reduces if it is compressed in 2 stages. Clear, students? So consider a 2-stage compression when the, once again I am going to explain the imperfect intercooling. What is meant by imperfect or incomplete intercooling? When the temperature of refrigerant leaving the intercooler, that is the T3, is more than the suction temperature of refrigerant, T1 కంటే ఇది ఎక్కువగా ఉంటే the intercooling is said to be incomplete or imperfect intercooling. Clear? T3 is more than T1 అయితే imperfect. T3 ఇక్కడ వరకు కూల్ చేసాం అనుకో పాయింట్ 2 నుండి, if the cooling process from 2 to this dotted line represents the isothermal line. That means at point 1, at this point, the temperature remains same, constant. So if it is cools from 2 to 3, if T3 is here, then that cooling process is called the perfect intercooling. If it is not cooling up to this point, the temperature at point 3 is more than the temperature at point 1, that cooling process is imperfect intercooling process. Clear? Consider 2-stage compressor with intercooler compressing the refrigerant in its LP and HP cylinders. The LP cylinder process, HP cylinder process it is. P1, V1, T1 are the parameters at this point 1 before suction into the LP cylinder. P2, V2, T2 are the discharge pressure in the LP cylinder. This is the discharge pressure, discharge volume and discharge temperature at LP cylinder. Here, P3 is the temperature after intercooler, which is circulated by the HP cylinder. That is the inlet of the HP cylinder. These are the conditions T3 and P3. And is the polytropic index for both LP and HP compressors. We know that work done per cycle in compressing the refrigerant in LP compressor. Already we derived in the single stage, single acting from 1 to 2, that is the P1 to P2, it is occurs in the LP cylinder. What is the work required for the LP cylinder is the equation is n by n minus 1 P1 V1 into P2 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by n minus 1. It is already derived in the single stage compressor. Okay, in this n by n minus 1 P1 V1 can be written as mR T1 from the ideal gas equation, P2 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by n minus 1. This is the work required for the LP cylinder WL. Similarly, work done per cycle in compressing the refrigerant in HP compressor, WH, that is the work required to the HP compressor, HP cylinder, is equal to in the same way. In place of P1 V1, we are compressing the refrigerant at point 3. Okay, now starting from point 3, we are compressing starting from point 3 in the HP cylinder. So we can take it as n by n minus 1 P3 V3 in place of P1 V1 P3 V3 into the pressure ratio across the HP cylinder is P3 to P1, P2 to P31. So P3 by P2 whole power n minus 1 by n minus 1. This is the pressure ratio across the HP cylinder. This is the P2 by P1 is the pressure ratio across the LP cylinder. Clear? So n by n minus 1 mR into P3 V3 can be written as in mR T3, temperature at point 3 divided by pressure ratio whole power n minus 1 by n minus 1. This is the work required for the HP cylinder. The total work required is total work done per cycle is equal to WL plus WH. Both are adding both by adding the both work done, that is LP cylinder, HP cylinder works. n by n minus 1, mr is the common in both equations. Here T1 is there, T1 into P2 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by minus 1 plus here P3 V3 is the mr T3, mr is the common, T3 into P3 by P2 whole power n minus 1 by n. Here T1 into minus 1 is minus T1. Here T3 ఉంటుంది, T3 into minus 1 minus T3. This is the equation for calculating the work done for two-stage compressor with imperfect intercooling. Cooling అనేది imperfect కాకపోతే, if it is imperfect perfect intercooling, if it is perfect intercooling means the cooling process done up to dotted line, that is the up to temperature of initial stage temperature, initial refrigerant temperature. So T1 equal to T3 here. This T1 equal to T3. If it is perfect intercooling in this equation, T1 equal to T1 becomes T3. So T1 T3 equal అయినప్పుడు రెండు కామన్ తీస్తే 2T1 గా రాసుకోవచ్చు దీన్ని. సో T1 T3 ఇక్కడ కూడా ఉంది, ఇక్కడ T1 రాసుకుంటే T1 కామన్. సో ఇక్కడ T1 ఉంటుంది 2T1, ఇక్కడ T1, ఇక్కడ T1. సో T1 కామన్ తీస్తే ఏంటంటే P2 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by n plus P3 by P2 whole power n minus 1 by n minus 2. 2T1 లో T1 కామన్ తీస్తే 2 మిగులుతుంది. That is the equation for calculating the work done for perfect intercooling. So complete or perfect intercooling means when the temperature of refrigerant leaving the intercooler, this is the intercooling process, leaving the intercooler means 0.3 T3 is equal to the suction temperature of the refrigerant. This suction temperature of the refrigerant equal the temperature reduce cheyagalite, T1 ku reduce cheyagalite, that intercooling is said to be complete or perfect intercooling. In this case, the point 3 lies on the isothermal curve as shown in figure. Isothermal line with untundi point 3. Otherwise, it is right side of the isothermal if it is imperfect. So in case of complete intercooling, P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. Therefore, substituting P1 V1 equal to P2 V2, T1 equal to T3 in the above equation. Equation lo manam T1 equal to T3 substitute cheyachu, otherwise P1 V1 equal to P3 V3. Okay, so P1 V1 common is the n by n minus 1, P1 V1 common, that P2 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by n plus P3 by P2 whole power n minus 1 by n minus 2 is the remains. Otherwise n by n minus 1 into mr T1 into P2 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by n plus P3 by P2 whole power n minus 1 by n minus 2. This is the work equation for the two-stage compressor with perfect or complete intercooling. Clear? Total work required it is. So how much minimum work required for two-stage compressor? Enta minimum work kavali manaki compressor consume cheyadam, minimum work enta consume chestundi andaniki we can differentiate this equation, W equation, with respect to P2, because P2 is the intermediate pressure. These are the constant here. In this two-stage compressor, the P1 and P3 are the common. This is the evaporator pressure, this is the condenser pressure. The P2 is the variable. So P2 value vary chestu manam minimum work consumption ento calculate cheyali. So P2 is the intermediate pressure, is the variable. Where should we place this P2? Either nearer to the P1 or nearer to the P3. Where should we place the P2? That is the how much pressure ratio in the LP cylinder, how much pressure ratio in the HP cylinder to increase or to decrease the work required to the compressor. That is the minimum work. So minimum work consume cheyadaniki P2 enta undali anedi. So for that we have to differentiate this equation with respect to P2. P2 is the variable, P1 and P3 are the constant. After differentiating, that is the for minimum work dW by dt dP2 equal to 0. This is differentiation of W, that is the work with respect to the intermediate pressure, and equate to 0. Then we will get the condition for minimum work. What is the condition after differentiation? This equation we will get this condition. P2 is equal to intermediate pressure equal to square root of P1 into P3. We will get the pressure ratio in two stages is equal. Then only the minimum work consumed by the compressor, that is P1 by P2 is equal to P3 by P2. This is the pressure ratio in LP cylinder is equal to pressure ratio in HP cylinder. So pressure ratios equal అవుతే minimum work consume చేస్తుంది అని. Pressure ratio equal అయినప్పుడు ఈ కండిషన్ మనకు వస్తుంది. P2 into P2, P2 square is equal to P1 into P3. So P2 square is equal to P1 into P3, P2 equal to square root of P1 P3. Clear? So pressure ratio must be equal in 2 stages, then only that compressor consumes minimum work. ఈ కండిషన్ రావాలి అంటే మనం దీన్ని డిఫరెన్షియేట్ చేయాలి, ఈక్వల్ టు 0 చేస్తే ఆ కండిషన్ వస్తుందండి. You know that differentiation already you done in the T1 in air compressors. After substituting the P2 value into this work equation, we will get the minimum work. So ఈ P2 తీసుకెళ్ళి మనం ఇక్కడ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసాం అనుకోండి, we will get minimum work. That minimum work is equal to W is equal to 2 into n by n minus 1 into MRT1 P3 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by 2n minus 1. If it is 2 stage, 2n by n minus 1, 2 ఇక్కడ 2 వస్తుంది, 2 stage అయితే ఇక్కడ 2 వస్తుంది, ఇక్కడ P3 by P1 వస్తుంది. So P3 is the condenser pressure, P1 is the evaporator pressure. Clear? If it is 3 stage, 3 into n by n minus 1 MRT1 into P4 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by 3n minus 1. Like that, we will get the work equation for multi-stage compression. That is the minimum work required for multi-stage compression is equal to, if n is number of stages or number of cylinders, the work required for the n stage compressor is capital N into n by n minus 1. This is the equation, minimum work equation, into MRT1, that is MRT1. T1 is the suction temperature, into this is P n plus 1. N plus 1, P suffix n plus 1, this is the condenser pressure. If it is n stages, P1, it is the evaporator pressure, whole power n minus 1 by nn, n minus 1 by capital N into small n, n is the number of stages, minus 1. Like this. If it is n number of stages, the equation is like this. So n is 2 stages, 2n by n minus 1 MRT1 into here 2 plus 1 3 P3 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by 2n minus 1 is the equation for 2 stage. Clear? We derived the equation for 2 stage. It can be converted into the multi-stage. In place of 2, we can substitute the n number of stages. Clear, students? This is the minimum work required for the compressor, reciprocating compressor, if it is perfect intercooling. Next is rotary compressors. Reciprocating compressors, ఇప్పటివరకు మనం చదువుకున్నాయని కూడా reciprocating compressors. Okay, reciprocating compressor, single acting, single stage, and double stage, that is the multi-stage compressor work required equation. Next, rotary compressor. Let us look at the rotary compressor. In this class, I will close this class with compressors, and next class I will explain the condensers. Rotary compressors are positive displacement compressors. These are the positive displacement. Positive displacement means the direction of refrigerant is always in forward direction, not is in return direction, reverse direction. So in rotary compressors, displacement of refrigerant in positive direction towards the condenser side, not in the evaporator side, because the valves are there in the rotary compressors and also reciprocating compressors. Reciprocating compressor is also a positive displacement compressor. In part loads or in off condition of the refrigerant, off condition of the system, the refrigerant does not enter again into the compressor from the condenser. It is always in the direction of condenser only. So that's why these are called the positive displacement, because these compressors having the valves which does not allow the refrigerant in reverse direction. Reversal flows does not occur in these compressors. But in centrifugal compressor, the reversal flow occurs whenever the off condition or whenever the part load conditions, the condenser refrigerant, the refrigerant which is available in the condenser having the high pressure, which is flows into the compressor when the offload conditions. Okay. That's why centrifugal compressor is not positive displacement compressor when the part load, and it is operated as in the part load conditions. Okay. So rotary compressors and reciprocating compressors are positive displacement compressor. Positive displacement ante forward direction lo movement unte refrigerant, reverse direction lo lekunda then positive displacement antam. Reverse direction lo enduku untadante ikkada valves untayi kabatti valve close ayipotundi, reverse direction lo akkravadu. So these rotary compressors also direct drive machines. అంటే డైరెక్ట్ గా బెల్ట్ డ్రైవ్ కాకుండా డైరెక్ట్ గా మనం రన్ చేయొచ్చు. రోటరీ కంప్రెసర్స్ ఆర్ హై స్పీడ్ కంప్రెసర్స్ కాబట్టి డైరెక్ట్ డ్రైవ్ కంప్రెసర్స్ ఇవి. బట్ రెసిప్రోకేటింగ్ కంప్రెసర్స్ ఆర్ బెల్ట్ డ్రైవ్ కంప్రెసర్స్. అవి లో స్పీడ్ కంప్రెసర్స్ కాబట్టి బెల్ట్ తో డ్రైవ్ చేస్తాం. There are essentially two designs of these compressors. Rotary compressors are two types in subject to point of view. Single stationary blade type, rotating vane type. Okay, single stationary blade type ఉంటుంది, ఒకటే blade ఉంటుంది, that will be also stationary, rotate అవ్వదు. Second one is rotating vane type, multi vanes ఉంటాయి, but the multi vanes also rotating type. Clear? Let us look for the first one, single stationary blade type rotary compressors. Before going to the theory, I will show the diagram, single stationary blade diagram. These are the four diagrams which shows the suction, compression, the discharge, and again compression, the compression in the second cycle. So this is the completion of the intake stroke and the beginning of the compression stroke. This is the discharge valve from the compressor. It's having the one casing. This is the cylinder. This is called the cylinder. Cylinder having one blade inserted into the cylinder, which operated based on the spring. It is a spring. Due to the spring force, the blade is always touches with the rotor or roller. This is called the roller or impeller. That roller will be eccentrically placed on a roller shaft, a rotor shaft, eccentrically placed on the rotor shaft. When the rotor shaft will be rotated, the rotor is also rotated eccentrically within the cylinder. The rotor is always touches with the cylinder while it is rotating. Clear? This blade, single blade, which is operated, that is in play by means of spring force. This blade is always contacting with the rotor. Okay, so this is a suction side, suction port. This is a suction port. This is the discharge port. From the suction port, the refrigerant entered into the cylinder, that is entrapped between the rotor and the roller. This is the refrigerant, which is entrapped refrigerant. When it is rotated towards in this direction, the refrigerant is moves in this direction, forward direction, and the gap between these two is reduced continuously while it is rotating. The volume between these two is reducing. Due to the reduction in volume, the refrigerant is compressed. The next stage, rotate ayin tarvata next stage lo refrigerant anedi ila compress avutundi. Compress ayina refrigerant, whenever the refrigerant pressure is more than the condenser pressure, the refrigerant will be sent to the condenser through the discharge valve. Okay, compress అయిన refrigerant ఇలా discharge valve ద్వారా condenser కి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. ఇది జరుగుతున్నప్పుడే మళ్ళీ second cycle suction stroke will be suction, that is the refrigerant will be entered into the another side of the blade. This is the blade will be separated as the compressed and non-compressed refrigerant. The suction side, delivery side ni separate చేయడం కొరకు ఈ blade మనం వాడుకుంటూ ఉంటాం. This blade is always touches with the rotor by means of the spring force. Okay, the next stage లో ఏమవుతుంది అంటే ఈ రోటర్ అనేది ఈ స్టేజ్ కు మూవ్ అయినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ కంప్లీట్లీ కంప్రెస్ అయిన రిఫ్రిజిరెంట్ డెలివరీ అవుతుంది. Again, a fresh refrigerant will be entered into the gap between the rotor and cylinder. మళ్ళీ ఈ స్టేజ్ కంప్లీట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, ఈ విధంగా రోటర్ రొటేట్ అవ్వడం వల్ల ఆ రెండింటి మధ్యలో గ్యాప్ డిక్రీజ్ అయ్యి వాల్యూమ్ డిక్రీజ్ అయ్యి ప్రెషర్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. హై ప్రెషర్ రిఫ్రిజిరెంట్ అనేది డిశ్చార్జ్ వాల్వ్ ద్వారా కండెన్సర్ కి సెండ్ చేయబడుతుంది. I hope you understand this working of this single blade type. It's having only single blade. That single blade is always contacting the rotor in every stage by means of a spring force. That blade is separate the discharge and suction side to avoid the mixing of these two. Clear? So next is the complete. This is a compression stroke continues and a new intake stroke will be started. New intake stroke start అవుతుంది. ఇక్కడ compression continued and new intake stroke continued. ఇక్కడ compression vapor, compressed vapor discharged, compressor vapor discharged to condenser and new intake stroke continued. ఇలా 4 diagrams తో ఈ ఇది అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు మనం. This is a single blade, which is a stationary blade type compressor. In single blade type rotary compressors, a single stationary blade type rotary compressor as shown in figure, it consists of stationary cylinder, a roller or impeller, and a shaft. The shaft has an eccentric on which the rotor is mounted. Eccentric అంటే ఏంటంటే ఎసెంట్రిక్ ఉన్నప్పుడే అది ఇలా రొటేట్ అవుతూ సిలిండర్ కి టచ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనా? ఇక్కడ రొటేట్ అయినప్పుడు ఇటు టచ్ అవుతుంది, ఇటు రొటేట్ అయినప్పుడు ఏమో ఇటు టచ్ అవుతుంది, ఇలా రొటేట్ అయినప్పుడు ఇటువైపు కాంటాక్ట్ లో ఉంటుంది. ఆల్వేస్ ద రోటార్ ఈస్ కాంటాక్టింగ్ విత్ ద సిలిండర్ by means of eccentrically located on the shaft. A blade is set into the slot of the cylinder in such a manner that it always maintains the contact with the roller by means of a spring. The blade moves in and out of the slot to follow the rotor when it is rotates. Blade అనేది to and fro motion ఉంటుంది. Since the blade separates the suction and discharge ports as shown in figure, therefore it is often called the sealing blade. ఆ రెండింటిని సెపరేట్ చేస్తుంది కాబట్టి దాన్ని సీలింగ్ బ్లేడ్ కూడా అనొచ్చు. When the shaft rotates, roller also rotates so that it always touches with the cylinder wall. Figure A and D, A to D, four diagrams shows the various positions of the roller as the vapor refrigerant is compressed. Figure A shows the completion of interstroke. The cylinder is full of low pressure temperature refrigerant. Figure A shows the full of refrigerant in the cylinder. When the roller rotates, the vapor refrigerant head of the roller, that is the in front of the roller, is being compressed and a new intake stroke from the evaporator is drawn into the cylinder, as shown in figure B. The compress avutundi, then mundanta compress ayi next interstroke start avutundi. As the roller turns towards the mid position, as shown in figure, more vapor refrigerant is drawn into the cylinder while the compressor refrigerant is discharged. ఫిగర్ సిలో ఏంటంటే రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ అనేది ఇది డిశ్చార్జ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. మోర్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ ఈజ్ ఎంటర్డ్ ఇన్ టు ద సిలిండర్ త్రూ ద సక్షన్ పోర్ట్. క్లియర్? నెక్స్ట్ ఫిగర్ డి ఏంటి? At the end of compression stroke, as shown in figure D, most of the compressed vapor refrigerant is passed through the discharge port to the condenser. A new charge of the refrigerant is drawn into the cylinder. This in turn is compressed and discharged to the condenser. In this way, the low pressure and temperature vapor refrigerant is compressed gradually to high pressure and temperature. Like this, it is compressed in single stationary blade rotary compressor. It is a rotary compressor. Let us go for the multi rotary rotating vane type rotary compressor. This is a rotating vane type rotary compressor. It's having a rotor and a cylinder also. It rotor having the slots. In that slots, multi vanes, that is the black shaded lines or black shaded portions are blades which are inserted into the rotor slots. This is the suction port. This is the discharge port. A small discharge port is there here, which is closed by a wall. These are the vanes. Number of vanes, 4 vanes are there. In the rotating vane type of compressor, as shown in figure, with 4 vanes, the rotor is concentric with the shaft. ఇక్కడ షాఫ్ట్ ఉంటుంది, రోటర్ అనేది ఈ షాఫ్ట్ కి ఎసెంట్రిక్ పొజిషన్ లో ఉంటుంది. The veins slides within the rotor. The veins అనేది ఇలా స్లైడ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి రోటర్ లోపల, but keep in contact with the cylinder. ఇక్కడ ప్రతి చోట కాంటాక్ట్ లో ఉంటుంది by means of a spring. ఇక్కడ కూడా స్ప్రింగ్స్ ఉంటాయి, which are not shown in the diagram. The whole assembly is the assembly of rotor and vanes is off center with respect to the cylinder. ఈ రెండు కూడా దీంతో హాఫ్ సెంటర్ లో ఉంటుంది, అంటే కొంత గ్యాప్ వదిలేయడానికి ఎసెంట్రిక్ పోర్షన్. The whole assembly is enclosed in a housing not shown in figure. ఈ మొత్తాన్ని ఒక హౌసింగ్ లో ప్లేస్ చేస్తారు, ఒక కేసింగ్ లో, filled with oil and remains submerged in the oil. ఆ కేసింగ్ మొత్తం ఆయిల్ ఉంటుంది, ఇది మొత్తం కూడా filled with oil. An oil film forms the sealing between the high pressure and low pressure sides. ఈ మధ్యలో ఆయిల్ ఉంటుంది, ఆ బ్లేడ్స్ అనేది ఈ బ్లేడ్స్ ఆయిల్ కలుపుకొని రెండింటి మధ్యలో సపరేట్ చేసుకుంటూ ఉంటుంది. When the compressor stops, this seal is lost and the pressure equalizes. ఎప్పుడైతే మనం కంప్రెసర్ స్టాప్ ఆఫ్ కండిషన్ లో ఉంటుందో పార్ట్ లోడ్ కండిషన్స్, ప్రెషర్ ఈక్వలైజ్ అవుతుంది. Rotary compressors have high volumetric efficiency due to negligible clearance. క్లియరెన్స్ ఏమి ఉండదు, ఎంటర్ అయిన రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ మొత్తం కూడా కంప్రెస్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి హై వాల్యూమెట్రిక్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ ఉంటుంది రోటరీ కంప్రెసర్స్. While rotating the rotor, the low pressure refrigerant is entrapped between the every 2 vanes. Through suction port, the refrigerant entered into the cylinder which is entrapped between every two cylinders like this. This is the dotted dots are represented here. These dots are refrigerant, which is entrapped between two blades, which is moves forward direction in this direction. The gap between the rotor and the cylinder will be reduced continuously. Between this reduced gap, the volume is decreases, the pressure increases. The high pressure refrigerant will be entered into the discharge valve, that is through the discharge valve. Pressure refrigerant is entrapped between every two veins, gets compressed. Entrap అయిన refrigerant ఇలా వెళ్తుంటే ఇలా compress అవుతూ ఉంటుంది రెండింటి మధ్యలో. And high pressure refrigerant is escaped from the discharge port. ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన వెంటనే ఇది మూవ్ అయినప్పుడు ఈ డిశ్చార్జ్ పోర్ట్ నుండి పైకి మూవ్ అయ్యి ఎస్కేప్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది హై ప్రెషర్ రిఫ్రిజరెంట్. లైక్ దిస్ రొటేటింగ్ వెయిన్ టైప్ కంప్రెసర్ రన్ అవుతుంది అండి. సో వైల్ రొటేటింగ్ ద రోటార్ విత్ ఇన్ ద సిలిండర్, the refrigerant which is entered into the cylinder is entrapped between two blades. That entrapped refrigerant will be compressed in forward direction between the two blades and the cylinder. That high compressed refrigerant will be escaped from the discharge ports while it is rotating towards the discharge port. Clear? Like this, it is rotating vane type compressor is operated. It's having multi vanes. The multi vanes also rotated with respect to the cylinder, which are placed within the slots of the rotor. Clear? Let us go for the final one, centrifugal compressor. As we know that centrifugal compressor, we studied in the air compressor, it's having an impeller, rotating impeller, and a stationary diffuser. This is the diffuser also having the vanes in opposite direction and the scroll casing. There is a spiral shaped casing. So it is having the impeller eye, it's impeller blades which are rotating one, and diffuser blades or vanes which are stationary one, and a casing spiral shaped casing. What is going on here? The refrigerant entered into the centrifugal compressor at impeller eye. It is the center of the compressor in axial direction. Centrifugal compressors, also known as turbo compressors, which are also turbo compressors, belongs to the rotodynamic type of compressors. In these compressors, the required pressure rise takes place due to the continuous conversion of angular momentum imparted to the refrigerant vapor by the high speed impeller into static pressure. ఏం జరుగుతుంది అంటే దీనిలోకి ఎంటర్ అయిన రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ జీరో వెలాసిటీ ఉంటుంది. ఆ జీరో వెలాసిటీ రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ మనం ఇది రొటేట్ అవ్వడం వల్ల దానికి కొంత మూమెంట్ ఇంపార్ట్ అవుతుంది, వెలాసిటీ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. ఆ వెలాసిటీ ఇంపార్ట్ అయిన వెలాసిటీ అండ్ మూమెంటం will be converted to the pressure energy in between the blades of the impeller. Pressure energy గా కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది, స్టాటిక్ ప్రెజర్ అంటారు. Unlike the reciprocating compressor, centrifugal compressors are steady flow devices, hence they are subjected to less vibration and noise. ఇవి స్టడీ ఫ్లో కంప్రెసర్స్ కాబట్టి వైబ్రేషన్స్ నాయిస్ ఏముండవు. బట్ రెసిప్రోకేటింగ్ లో రెసిప్రోకేట్ అవ్వాలి, పిస్టన్ రెసిప్రోకేట్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి ఇట్ ఇస్ వెరీ నాయిసీ ఆపరేషన్. సో ఫిగర్ షోస్, what is the figure shows? It's having the impeller, diffuser and casing. Working principle of centrifugal compressor: the low pressure refrigerant enters the compressor through the eye of the impeller. First entered into the compressor through eye of the impeller in axial direction. The impeller consists of number of plates which forms a flow passage for refrigerant. From the eye, the refrigerant enters the flow passages, and flow passages ante gap between the two blades formed by the impeller blades, which rotate at very high speed. As the refrigerant flows through the blade passages towards the tip of the impeller, it gains momentum and its static pressure also increases. అది రొటేట్ అయినప్పుడు దానికి మనం కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ ఇంపార్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి మూమెంటం అండ్ ప్రెజర్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. ప్రెజర్ ఎందుకు ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుందంటే గ్యాప్ బిట్వీన్ ద బ్లేడ్స్ ఆర్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ ఆర్డర్. సో ఇంక్రీజింగ్ ఆర్డర్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు కొంత కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ ఇంపార్ట్ చేసిన కొంత కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ ప్రెజర్ ఎనర్జీగా కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది ఇంపెల్లర్ లో. క్లియర్? ఫ్రమ్ ద టిప్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇంపెల్లర్, ద రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ ఫ్లోస్ ఇన్ టు ద స్టేషనరీ డిఫ్యూజర్. ఇన్ ద డిఫ్యూజర్, ద రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ ఈస్ డిసలరేటెడ్. డిఫ్యూజర్ ఏమవుతుంది? ఆ ఇంపెల్లర్ లో ప్రొడ్యూస్ అయిన కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ డిసలరేట్ అవుతుంది, డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. అండ్ యాజ్ అ రిజల్ట్ ఆఫ్ డైనమిక్ ప్రెజర్ డ్రాప్ is converted into the static pressure rise. అక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే డైనమిక్ ప్రెజర్ డ్రాప్ అంటే కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ డిక్రీజ్ అయ్యి ప్రెజర్ రైజ్ అవుతుంది, స్టాటిక్ ప్రెజర్ అనేది రైజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. thus increasing the static pressure further. అంటే కొంత ఇంపెల్లర్ లో ప్రెజర్ రైజ్ అవుతుంది, కొంతేమో diffuser లో ప్రెషర్ రైజ్ అవుతుంది. The vapor from the diffuser enters the volute casing where the further conversion of velocity into static pressure. కేసింగ్ కూడా స్పైరల్ షేప్ లో ఉంటుంది, ఇంక్రీసింగ్ ఏరియా షేప్ లో ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి అక్కడ కూడా కొంత కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ ప్రెషర్ ఎనర్జీగా కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, pressure takes place due to the divergent shape of the volute. Finally, the pressurized, high pressurized refrigerant leaves the compressor from the volute casing. So, ఇక్కడ 3 stages లో ప్రెషర్ రైజ్ అవుతుంది. కొంత ప్రెషర్ ఏమో ఇంపెల్లర్ లో రైజ్ అవుతుంది, కొంత ప్రెషర్ ఏమో డిఫ్యూజర్ లో రైజ్ అవుతుంది, ఇంకొంత ప్రెషర్ ఏమో ఈ స్పైరల్ షేప్డ్ కేసింగ్ లో రైజ్ అయ్యి ఫైనల్లీ ద హై ప్రెషర్ రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ విల్ బి leaving the compressor towards the condenser. Like this, the centrifugal compressors will be working. Clear? Due to the centrifugal force, is rotate out got a centrifugal force valla pressure rise avutundi. Clear? Let us go for the advantages. Advantages and disadvantages of centrifugal compressors or reciprocating compressors. Advantages enti, since the centrifugal compressors have no valves, they give valves undam, pistons, cylinders, connecting rod, etc. Therefore, the working life of these compressors is more as compared to the reciprocating. When you know friction develop over, lifespan is more. These compressors operate with a little or no vibrations as there are no unbalanced masses. Unbalanced masses undo party operate in the vibration less ga operate avutundi, no vibrations. The operation of centrifugal compressor is quiet and calm. It is silent ga work avutundi. The centrifugal compressors runs very high speed, 3000 rpm దగ్గర and above speed దగ్గర కూడా the operate అవ్వగలదు. Therefore, these can be directly connected to the electric motors or steam turbines. Prime mover కి direct గా connect చేయొచ్చు centrifugal compressors ని. Because of high speed, these compressors can handle large volume of vapor refrigerant. It can be sucked a large volume of vapor refrigerant. That's why the volumetric efficiency is high for the centrifugal compressors as compared to the reciprocating compressors. The centrifugal compressors are essentially adopted for the system ranging from 50 to 5,000 tons of refrigeration. 50 నుండి 5,000 tons of refrigeration కూడా ఇది అడాప్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. Okay, they are also used for temperature ranges between -90 to 10 degrees centigrade temperature range. అంటే low temperature refrigeration system లో కూడా దీన్ని వాడుకోవచ్చు. Clear? The efficiency of these compressors is considerably high. The volumetric efficiency is high, ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. The large size of centrifugal compressors requires less floor area as compared to the reciprocating. So, enta pedda size centrifugal compressor తీసుకున్నా కూడా for same refrigeration effect produce cheyadaniki it occupies less floor area when compared to the reciprocating compressors. Clear? These are the advantages. Some disadvantages are there. The main disadvantage in centrifugal compressor is surging. So, reversal flow occur avutundi ikkada. It occurs when the refrigeration load decreases to below 35% of the rated capacity and causes severe stress conditions in the compressor. So, ekkadaithe 35% load or part load or off load condition daggara surging process occur avutundi. Surging ante reversal flow occur avutundi, ante back flow occur avutundi. Okay, దానివల్ల స్ట్రెస్ కండిషన్స్ డెవలప్ అవుతాయి. అంటే స్ట్రెస్ బ్లేడ్స్ మీద, అంటే ఇంపెల్లర్ బ్లేడ్స్ కానీ డిఫ్యూజర్ బ్లేడ్స్ పైన స్ట్రెస్ అక్కర్ అవుతాయి. దట్ ఈస్ అ డిసడ్వాంటేజ్. బట్ రెసిప్రోకేటింగ్ కంప్రెసర్లో అది పాసిబుల్ కాదు, ఎందుకంటే రివర్సల్ ఫ్లో ఎక్కడ అక్కర్ అవ్వదంటే అక్కడ వాల్వ్స్ ఉంటాయి. రివర్సల్ ఫ్లో విల్ బి అవాయిడెడ్ బై దోస్ వాల్వ్స్. ఇక్కడ వాల్వ్స్ ఉండవు కాబట్టి రివర్సల్ ఫ్లో అక్కర్ అవ్వడానికి పాసిబిలిటీ ఉంటుంది. ద ఇంక్రీజ్ ఇన్ ప్రెషర్ per stage is less as compared to the reciprocating compressors. Reciprocating compressors are used for high pressure ranges, but centrifugal compressors anta pressure range develop cheyaledu. But volume delivered is more when compared to the reciprocating compressor, but pressure ranges is very low. Low pressure compressor it is. The centrifugal compressors are not practically below 50 tons capacity. 50 tons capacity kante takkuva unnappudu veetni use cheyalemu. Reciprocating compressors are more advantageous than the centrifugal compressors when the refrigeration capacity, low refrigeration capacity systems. The refrigerants used with these compressors should have high specific volume. ఈ కంప్రెసర్స్ యూజ్ చేసినప్పుడు మనం రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, హై స్పెసిఫిక్ వాల్యూమ్ రిఫ్రిజరెంట్స్ మాత్రమే యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి. బికాస్ ఇవి ప్రెషర్ తక్కువ డెవలప్ చేస్తాయి, ఎక్కువ ఫ్లో రేట్ ఉండేది కాబట్టి స్పెసిఫిక్ వాల్యూమ్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటే, అంటే తక్కువ డెన్సిటీ ఉన్న రిఫ్రిజరెంట్స్ కూడా కంప్రెస్ చేయగలవు. హై స్పెసిఫిక్ వాల్యూమ్ ఉన్న రిఫ్రిజరెంట్ మాత్రమే కంప్రెస్ చేయగలవు. వీటిని తక్కువ డెన్సిటీ ఉన్న వాటిని కంప్రెస్ చేయగలము. ఇవి రెసిప్రోకేటింగ్ కంప్రెసర్స్ మాత్రం హై డెన్సిటీ కంప్రెసర్స్ కూడా కంప్రెస్ చేయగలము. బికాస్ అవి స్లో స్పీడ్ కంప్రెసర్స్, తక్కువ వాల్యూమ్ తీసుకుంటుంది, హై ప్రెషర్ డెవలప్ చేస్తుంది రెసిప్రోకేటింగ్ కంప్రెసర్స్. So these are the some disadvantages of centrifugal compressors when compared to the reciprocating compressors. Okay, I am closing this class at this time. I will start the condenser topic in the next class. Okay, bye students.